We're right with you. The Morning Majority, 5 to 9 on 630 WMAL.
6:37 on WMAL. Lanny Davis joins us now, former Clinton White House official, or counselor, I guess, and author of Purple Nation in the Hill newspaper. Lady, I wanted to start off with a New York 9, where a Republican Tea Party-like candidate won in that race to replace Anthony Weiner. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, head of the DNC, said it was a district that is a difficult district for us. That was the quote. A district you haven't lost since 1923, I believe. What does this mean to your party, Lanny Davis, to lose in New York 9?
You know, I've been accused of being a spinmeister by my own children.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
And I could try my best on this one. Even I can't do this one. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is a great friend of mine. You cannot mean what you're saying, Debbie. This is a devastating loss. Spell the word devastating. We haven't lost this seat since Warren Harding. This is not a difficult seat, Debbie. This is a devastating loss. Democrats deal with it.
All right, so what is...
In Nevada, just as bad. We had a district that we split with Barack Obama and John McCain. It's a 50-50 swing district. We lost that congressional contest by 28 points.
Yeah, it was big.
So what
Democrats deal with this. We have to be real. We can't spin.
All right, be real. So what does it mean to Democrats? Are they looking at the president and saying, you know what, you're killing us here, Mr. President. We're going to lose big in 2012. You know, we possibly could lose a dozen Senate seats next year, and we're not sure whether or not you can be reelected. Do we need to go a different way? Is that what is being talked about in the Democratic circles right now?
You're talking to a Barack Obama supporting liberal Democrat when I say we do not have the American people with our program. So either we stick with our program and lose both seats, both chambers of Congress and the presidency, or we take stock and figure out we've got to make a mid-course correction here. It isn't even mid-course anymore. It's the last lap. We're going into 2012. So, yes, we have a serious problem, and it's called jobs and the economy. And its speeches don't help. Rhetoric and attacks don't help. The only thing that's going to help are numbers on the ground, facts on the ground.
All right, is it jobs and the economy is the problem, or is Barack Obama the problem?
Well, it's both. Once you it's sort of like, I've worked with Dan Snyder, and he's a friend, and every time people attack Dan Snyder, I remind them George Steinbrenner was attacked until the Yankees won 5 straight World Series. If Barack Obama can reduce unemployment and kickstart this economy, not by speeches, but by actually getting something done, and of course the people who are blocking him are Republicans, so this is not an easy task. He's got to do something but can turn around this economy. Speeches don't work anymore.
Well, let's go back to New York 9 for a minute, Lanny. I want to ask you how the Jewish voters in that district apparently were the deciding factor, and they went decidedly against the president. Does the president have a problem with the Jewish vote, and how did you imagine that he might fix that? And can he win without the Jewish vote?
He cannot win without the Jewish vote, even though it's a small percentage. It's a key vote in key big states like Pennsylvania, New York, California,
Florida,
and Florida. And by the way, the latest field poll in California, amazingly enough. So this is not a happy morning for me. As I repeat, I'm a Barack Obama supporter, even though I never hear from them. They never ask me to do anything. But I'm a supporter. If they treat supporters this way, imagine how they treat adversaries.
Wow.
We have a serious problem with the Jewish vote. I'm a left-wing dove on Israel as much as I am in America. I've always believed in a two-state solution. I've always wanted the Palestinians to have their own state. But President Obama, I think his heart's in the right place. I think he's pro-Israel, doesn't get it. He has the wrong instincts and the wrong words and the wrong vocabulary, and he offends and frightens even left-wingers like myself who are two-state solution Jewish Democrats. I am very concerned.
So you imagine they're pretty panicked about that?
Well, they have to be, but they may be just in denial. I mean, when you hear Debbie Wasserman Schultz is a really great friend of mine. We defended the Clintons on television together. We're both for Hillary. She's a great person, but I have to say she's got to be real here. and the Jewish problem among the base of the Democratic Party. It'd be like saying that evangelical Christians are turning against the Republican Party. Can you imagine what the Republicans would do if they lost their base, which are in the evangelical community?
All right, let me throw this out to
the Jewish Democratic base because Barack Obama has just missed a beat in vocabulary, in timing. He just fought and saved the people in the embassy in Cairo, working with Netanyahu, who praised him, who thanked him. He's done a lot of great things for Israel. So what's the problem? The problem is he's not using the right language. He doesn't have the right timing. He doesn't have the right sensitivity. He balls out the Prime Minister of Israel while he lets Abbas turn around and endorse a terrorist on the very same day that he's falling out Netanyahu about a Jerusalem development. These are the things that Jewish voters wonder where really is his policy. So New York 9th is just symptomatic.
Well, given all this, what's the right move for him on this UN upcoming vote? And what's the administration doing behind the scenes here?
This is the paradox. He's doing the right thing on the UN vote. He's out there calling Europeans. Secretary of State Clinton is leading a campaign to convince Europeans that to recognize a Palestinian state without forcing both Israelis and Palestinians to negotiate a two-state solution that works for both sides is simply he's doing the right thing, but he's not getting credit. They ought to be asking themselves, if we are pro-Israel and we're doing the right thing and yet we're losing the Jewish vote, what are we doing wrong? Instead, I think they're blaming it on bad communications. No, it's not bad communications. Read Dan Senior's column in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, which was just very, very shocking to me, that symbolically the wrong policies, the wrong timing, the wrong words, going back to the borders of 1967. He could have said that slightly differently and it would have been fine.
Let me ask you this, Lanny, quickly. John Fund was on the show yesterday. He said it's so bad for the president right now that there may be some Democrats who are going to have to go to him and say, Mr. President, don't run. Step down, one-term president, and let Hillary run.
John Fund is engaging in wishful thinking. He's not exactly a loyal Democrat.
No, he's not. But he says that's the best thing for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, of course. And the best thing for the Republican Party is that Michelle Bachmann get nominated. John,
all right.
John, I'm sincere. I really think the best thing for the Republicans is Michelle